if you can really take the map and drive the instructor inside the classroom and link it to the M step, then everything will move. You see it?
Ladies, third grade teachers, could you tell me, how do you think this professional development was for you today?
Easy. It was productive. It was exciting. They will never leave Mr. Hurt's advising.
Because the schools that I've worked with, the teachers I've worked with, their scores just go through the roof, because what I do is I talk about practical stuff that's practical. Because I'm a former teacher and also I'm a principal, so I'm gonna be telling you guys things that I know will work in your classroom. So I believe that, if everybody say it can't get done, I'm like, yes it can, why not? I said, if these kids can't read, then I'm not gonna propose them. All this, mom, dad, I'm looking you in your face and say this kid can't read. We let them down. School, parents, we let them down, but I'm not gonna take them to the next grade knowing that they're not at grade level. It's funny because I'm always like, okay, how are schools successful? Well, schools are successful when they demand greatness. Greatness doesn't come. We're about to make history. We're about to learn. We're about to grow. We're about to make history. And then, mark my words, it's going to be other school districts, other places around it that's going to be doing this thing. We're going to be the first model. And I'm speaking that into existence, okay?
For booking, please visit shurtschoolturnaroundspecialist.com.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Sean Hurt, the school turnaround principal, with my Saturday morning podcast. And this morning, we are going to have some really good dialogue, some really good, just talk about the biggest sin in education is the sin of low expectations. The biggest sin, you say, Hurt, wow, you really went there. Yes, the biggest sin in education is the sin of low expectations. So give me 2 minutes as I get all of my LinkedIn and Facebook folks in. And you promised me last week, you said, Hurt, I'm going to share this out. I'm going to share this out. So make sure you kind of share this out so we can go ahead and get all of the folks in. And then once again, this is our Saturday morning podcast. Is myself, Sean Hurt, at 10 o'clock. And then we have Create and Educate at 10:30. We have Principal Kafele at 11. And we got Josh Tarver on Sunday at 5 o'clock. So we call ourselves the Fantastic Four. And we just like to give out just information, give out things that's going to benefit you as an educator. So I'm excited regarding this topic, and I got this topic when I was reading a comment from Josh Tarver. Josh Tarver last week, really just good comment. I said, Josh, I think I need to talk about that. I think we need to have that discussion regarding what that looks like. So that's why I'm here. All right. Give me about 30 more seconds. See who's with me, and then, like I said, I want to make sure I get everybody in. We don't want to leave nobody out. We don't want to leave nobody, that wants to be on, not on. All right. And let me see what's going on with the Facebook folks. Let's see what's going on with my Facebook folks. All right. And it's a nice day outside. Today is a really, really, really nice day outside. So, Michigan, you got to pray about that weather, but it is really, really nice. So I'm very happy regarding that. How the weather's looking. Want to get all my folks in. All right. I think I'm good. I am ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's see who's with me on this morning. I got good morning to Dr. Houston. Dr. Houston out of South Carolina. She had a really good Juneteenth podcast presentation. I was on it, and we really went to work. A lot of things we talked about, Dr. Houston, I'm still thinking about it. So thank you for inviting me. We got Dr. Jeter in the house from Illinois. My good friend, Dr. Jeter. Give much love to you and the family. Thank you for always rocking with me over the years. Thank you. Good morning to you. We got September Vance Daniels from Orange, New Jersey, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I got my good friend, Dr. Sean Woodley in the house doing some good work out there. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for jumping on. I got my biggest cheerleader, my biggest friend. We got Dr. Wallace. All these doctors in the house. Dr. Wallace in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to you from Myrtle Beach. Good morning to you. We got Rashard Davis from Vegas in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We got Melissa Jones Chunu in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Who else we got? We got Kobe Wilkerson in the house. Good morning to you, homie. Appreciate this love. Appreciate the support. Rock with me. We got Edwin Garcia in the house. Good morning to you. We can't hear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just saying. Hold on. Can you hear me? Okay. We can't hear. Can you hear me? I see Dr. Houston. Is it better? Is it better? Good morning to you, Stacy Lovejoy. Good morning to you. We got Sonda Lang in the house. Good morning. We got Constance Sherrod in the house from Mississippi. Can you all hear? I think they can because I'm on my other one. Yep, I think we're good. Okay, we can hear. Thank you. We got Roddy McCorkley in the house. Good morning to you. We got April Carter Turner. Good morning, Miss April Turner. Good morning to you. Give love to you and the family. You've been watching you on Facebook, how you've been moving. So I'm going to stop right there. And once again, I'm just excited regarding this. The biggest sin in education is the sin of low expectations. And I really mean that. That's causing a lot of the things that's taking place. So I always ask this question: what is keeping you up at night as an educator? What is keeping you up at night as an educator? So I'm gonna show a video clip because I'm gonna show a video clip. It's about a 15-minute short clip of Steve Perry. And we're going to jump in it because it's going to lead to these low expectations. So I want you to see it and hear it. Give me 1 second. And we're going to just jump in it. But for you, what is keeping you up at night as an educator? And let's put it in the chat. But I'm going to share a video that I would like to, we're going to talk about this.
It is fundamentally designed with the expectation that you really don't want your kid to go to college. That you can see test scores in some schools in which not a single child in a grade is on grade level in math. Not one. And you'll accept it. It is fundamentally designed with the expectation that you really don't want your kid to go to college. That you can see test scores in some schools in which not a single child in a grade is on grade level in math. Not one. And you'll accept it. It is fundamentally designed with the expectation that you really don't want your kid to go to college. That you can see test scores in some schools in which not a single child in a grade is on grade level in math. Not one. And you'll accept it.
I'm going to stop right there. Let me get out of there. Stop sharing. Hopefully everyone can hear that. I think I was able to hear from my end. It says, okay, good. So Steve Perry, and this is what I've been talking about, and we're gonna talk about low expectations. We will accept a school, a district. We will accept 3% kids being proficient, 2% kids being proficient, growth targets of 20% or 25%. We can't hear doing the same thing. Yeah, we can't. Yep. Thank you. Yep. And please hit that share button. I need everybody to hit that share button. You should be sharing with about 4 or 5 of your educators' friends. Please hit that share button, please. But we will accept that, and we'll think nothing is wrong with it. So you ask the question, what is keeping me up at night as an educator? Is seeing these low test scores. This week, and I'm not going to name the school. I'm not going to name the principal or anything like that. But but I was talking to the principal and their coach, right? And we had a virtual meeting, and we were talking about this past school year. This is a school I'm not working with or anything like that, but they just wanted some advice. So I said, okay, let me see your scores. Let me see your scores. And when I saw the scores, it really broke my heart because you had some grade levels that was at the first percentile in math at the beginning of the year. And then at the end of the year, they were at this first percentile. Now you say, Herb, what does that mean? I'm new to this. First percentile means that 1 is the lowest, 99th is the highest. 1 is the lowest, so and then in my heart, I looked at the principal and she kind of saw my face and I was like, man, what is going to change in the next 2 months, because school starts in a couple more months, that's going to be different than the previous year. So we let 9 months, 10 months go by. And I'm not saying they're not working hard or anything like that, but we let 9 months go by, and these 500 kids, 600 kids in this building really didn't get anything for 9 months. They regressed. And like Steve Perry said, like many of us said, is that it cannot be accepted. It can't be accepted. So that's why I'm going to talk about the biggest sin in education is the sin of low expectations. Is, you can pour money, you can do all those things, but if you still have low expectations, it doesn't mean anything. Okay. So go ahead and hit that share button. And this is something serious, because if we could just raise the expectations on our schools, on our students, then we will see our kids meet those expectations. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the 5 things that causes it, but I just want to kind of paint the picture really quick. And once again, give me some feedback. Put some feedback on this, on the chat. Low expectations don't just limit students; they shape the entire school culture. When educators, systems, or even students themselves believe that less is all that can be achieved. I'm going to say this again. When educators, when systems, or even students themselves believe that less is all that they can achieve, the results are predictable. When they believe that the less is all that they can achieve, the results are predictable. Mr. Hurt, what are those results? The results are that you're going to have a failing school. It is not about all of the things. And then I had to come to grips with this about 11 years ago. We were getting money. We were getting all these things. And I'm not saying money, resources, and all of the bells and whistles are not good. I am not saying that. But at the end of the day, when a rubber hits the road, when I and my staff had high expectations for our students, that's when we saw the tide shift. I'm going to say this again. When we saw high expectations for our students, that's when we saw the tide shift. So let me show you a PowerPoint. I'm going to show you something, okay? Stay with me because this is so important. And Principal Tammy Taylor, thank you very much. Tammy Taylor says, low expectations will kill a school culture. Yes, it will kill a school and district. It has killed schools and district. It's not even will, it has. It is taking place as we speak. So I always talk about this right here when I'm presenting at conferences. Hopefully everybody can see this. I'm gonna make this big. It's gonna be this current slide. All right, let me get out of here. So I always talk about this because this is very important. So this right here, hold on, let me make sure that I'm on here because I want us to see this. I always talk about this. I want us to visually see this. So I want everybody to, okay, cool. We're good. I'm looking at, all right, this right here. When I was a principal in a particular school district, when I turned my seat around in my office, This was the street that was right in front of my school. My school was called Edgewood Elementary and Middle School. All right. These are the houses, these two houses. People, some of my students lived on this street. They lived on this street. So, what's taking place, educators all around the world, is that I had to mentally tell my 35 staff members, 40 staff members in my building, even though you're driving from your different areas and you're working at this school, and these kids, you see these kids coming from these areas, greatness lived in these houses. So we could not say, okay, because they're coming from a situation that might not be conducive, they're living on the streets that might not be conducive. There are no libraries, there are no banks, there's no rec centers. Ain't none of that. There's none of that on this street. But these kids still have a chance for greatness. And what we had to do, and I wish I had a million principals from the inner city and rural schools on I pray I'm gonna get this, or this goes viral, that we had to sit down and say, no matter what, we're gonna have high expectations at the school level and also in the classroom. Even though these houses are where they're coming from, even though the situations from the parents might not be the best situation, our expectations, and I'm gonna say this again, has to be high. How we how we deliver the instructions, how we care for the kids. We can't say, oh, Raheem is coming from this situation, so consequently, I can't teach him hard. I can't tell him to sit down and be quiet. I can't have classroom management. The principal, I can't have a clean school. I can't make the kids do this, that, and the third. I'm just going to sit in my office and just get beat up. And that's what is taking place. That's what, when I saw that principal, when I spoke to her this week and we had our conversation and she was at the first percentile, the first thing I said in my heart was like, you have to raise those expectations. I'm going to stop right there because I got a lot to talk about. This is something that, yes, hit that share button, share this out, please share this out. Okay. Now, April Turner, thank you. She's saying this is so true. Low expectations are also hindering students from becoming productive post-secondary. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. High expectations matter. So now I'm gonna show a video. So now, because the problem is that now I'm gonna show a video. I'm gonna show a video of what high expectations in the classroom looks like from a school and from a teacher with about 20 kids coming from the inner city. This is a video. The houses that you saw in this video will be the students that came from these houses, but this teacher had high expectations. It's going to be a 3-minute video. I need you to look at how the teacher's classroom is set up. I need you to look at how the teacher has high standards and things of that nature. This is what we have to take place as the school year is moving forward. These are the conversations we need to have. I get standards. I get alignment. I get having word walls. I get, having the AI. I get the computers. I get all of that. I really do. But if your teachers and principal, that means principal and teachers, don't have high expectations, none of that means anything. So stay with me, and I need you to go ahead and comment. I'm gonna show a video, and this is a teacher. I think this is a 4th or 5th grade class. This is my teacher, my students a couple of years ago. And this is what it looks like when you're taking kids from those type of environments and put them in the classroom with high expectations. Now, I'm not saying that everything's perfect. I'm not saying that every day was roses, but you can best and believe that these kids was getting a quality education. And at the end of the year, we had high scores. Woo! I'm excited. I'm pumped up. Let's look at this really quick. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me.
This is a lesson on main ideas, and the teacher is facilitating supporting what they need to find for supporting details. I think the biggest thing is I like how the engagement of the students is taking place, and the teacher is circulating to each group.
I think the main idea is are very
Okay, so you're saying the main idea is that they're all different, and then you're saying the rest of it is subordinate? Okay, well, give me the two details and then write your fingers here. Talk to me about it. What did you guys
All right, all right, all right. I just want to show you just a few minutes of that now we're going to start to talk. Now let's have some real conversation. We've been playing around. Now this video where I showed you the environment that they came from, right? Now we take them from that environment, that street, and now we bring them into our school. Principal, I'm the principal of this building. You heard me talking. Main ideas, this is what we're doing. Now, the teacher had high expectations. How do I know that? Is because the way the classroom was set up. You saw the classroom was nice, neat, organized, things was together. Teachers circulating around the classroom. I'm going to even go to this, and y'all not going to like me, but even the way the teacher dressed and looked, she looked like a teacher. She looked like she was in there meaning business. The way it was set up and things of that nature. She did not look at those kids coming from that environment saying, oh, I'm going to lower the expectation. Totally opposite. I'm going to raise the expectations. I believe that kids from the inner city, black kids from the inner city, Latino kids from the inner city, rural schools can sit down there and learn. They can learn main ideas without wilding out, things going crazy and things of that nature. So consequently, that is just one example of what it should look like. People always ask me, Hurry, show me an example. You're talking, you're giving points, but show me what it looks like in real life. So me as the principal, as the teacher, as the AP and the coach, I can go back on Monday and say, hey, look at this video. We have to raise our expectations, the standards that's taking place in the classroom. Yes. Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. Hit that share button. I see Mrs. Stacy Lovejoy. I wish my district would provide seating like this. Love that collaboration space. Yes. Once again, high expectations. Now, it says it needs to be said, professional attire is a must. Once again, high expectations, even for me. Every Saturday, I'm always in my shirt, button-up shirt. I'm professional as I'm presenting. I have high expectations for my podcast. I have high expectations for the people, the schools I deal with. I have high expectations as a principal, as a teacher. This is what we have to do, but it's set from the top. It is set from the principal. It is set from the principal. When the principal comes in with high expectations, then it goes all the way through the teachers. All right. Now, please stay with me. Stay with me because I want to show these videos. It is a must. What happens when you have low expectations and affects the school and students? These are the things that takes place, okay? the first thing that takes place, all right? First thing that takes place, academic underperformance. When teachers and principals expect less, they often assign less rigorous work. They ask fewer challenging questions and offer less feedback. When schools, principals, and teachers expect less, please write this down, please, and please show this at your next staff meeting. They often assign less rigorous work. You saw the video. I was determined that the work will be rigorous. Main ideas. You're going to be writing. You're going to be thinking. You're not going to just tear. You're not going to have a DOK 1, DOK 2. I want you to explain your thinking. Teachers, we got to get the kids to explain what they're thinking inside of that classroom. You asking fewer challenging questions. You're just asking yes and no questions. You're not even having the kids to explain or write down what they're thinking about regarding the main idea of the story. And you offer less feedback. What you're doing is that you're just putting an A on the paper or 98% you're giving it. You're not even giving feedback on what the kids or the students are saying. This leads to students receiving below grade level instructions. Oh my God. You receive below grade level instructions. So what you're doing is that you're dumbing down the instruction that's taking place inside of the classroom. These kids are 4 or 5 years behind. That's what you're saying, principal. So we have to dummy down the lesson, water down the lesson. I'm not saying they can't get tier 2, tier 3 instruction, but you must raise the lesson. You must demand that the kids turn in the right paper. You must demand that the kids, when they're doing a math problem, work out the math problem and show you step 1, step 2, step 3. You must demand in science that they show you how they came up with the answer. These are demands. These are demands, but it has to start at the top. So that's the first thing. Academic underperformance. That's why you're seeing these schools all around the world with 4% kids proficient with 1,000 students, 100 students, 4 to 5% proficient. We're lowering the standard. Number 2, self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy. We have little expectations called self-fulfilling prophecy. Students tend to rise and fall to the level of expectations placed on them. If a teacher believes a student won't succeed, that belief influences how they teach, interact, and assess the students. Students will rise or fall to the level of expectations placed on them. It is real simple. High expectations, students rise to it. Low expectations, students rise to that. So pretty much it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. Before the kids even come to the school, if I got low expectations, well, you're going to have low scores. You're going to have kids that's going to misbehave. You're going to have parents coming up there, more parents wilding out. If I have high expectations, I'm going to have high student achievers. I'm going to have better test scores. I'm going to have parents that parents will still be parents, but more parents will respect what you are doing at the school and district level. It's called self-fulfilling prophecy. You already prophesied 9 months down the road that your scores are going to be bad based on your expectations of the school. And then we don't even have to go into the classroom. Oh man, time is running out. We can just look at how the school looks on the outside, how the grass is, how the bushes are, pop cans outside the school. And then when I go into the school, how the bathrooms smell, how the hallway looks. You have low expectations for the school. You don't even demand the custodians make that school look like it's a hospital. Once again, I showed you the video. My teachers, that classroom, all of my classrooms represented that. My school represented that. if nothing else, you're going to come to a clean, well-kept, well-manicured school. High expectations. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there. It's 10:29. I'm going to do part 2 next week, okay? Because I still got three things to talk about. But if you would like for me to come out to your school and district and support you, I'm right here. Inbox me. These are trainings that I'm doing, along with data analysis, along with raising student achievement. Also, please go on my YouTube page, subscribe to my YouTube page, show this at your next staff meeting. Just have conversations with this, because at the end of the day, the biggest sin in education is not all these things we're talking about. It's the sin of low expectations, which doesn't cost a dime. So thank you very much. I'll see you next week, same time, same place. And if no one has told you, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the work that I'm doing.